All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show over here on the Strickland YouTube channel on the Strickland Podcast Network. Samuel here. I got with me Tyrese, aka London's Theory. Jeff is on his little hiatus, so it'll be the two of us for today. Knicks win 121 to 106. Pretty smooth sailing, easy cruising game for the Knicks. RJ with back-to-back 30-piece. Pretty efficiently tonight. So Mark Berman, you can shove it up yours. And what you call it? Obi. Obi with a great game. I mean, 18, 11, 6, 2 threes, no turnovers, 2 stocks. Pretty good game. He played over 25 minutes for the first time since the Toronto game or whatever it was.
He only played 40. Tips was fucking sick today.
But yeah, I mean, just a pretty good game overall from a lot of the young guys that got a chance to play because, team is so short-handed. We had no Randall tonight, no Mitch tonight. It looks like the team really might just go full force with the Randall Phantom thing and just keep it rolling because there's really no reason to bring Randall back, especially if we're out of the plan. Like tonight was a great example of what we should see going forward with just a lot of the young guys just getting a bulk of the minutes and just seeing what we got with them. Like tonight, we got to see a lot of Obi's passing that was on display at Dayton, I think. Yeah. So and we saw a lot of DHO actions with him and Fournier, and that was pretty good to see. And we haven't been really able to see that because all we've been force fed is DHOs with Randall and Fournier, and those haven't looked the smoothest at times. So tonight was a nice change of pace from that, and
he just looked comfortable. Especially with the Fournier Obi 2-man game, the thing was it was really read and react. Obi would DHO, Fournier would kick out to Obi would just kick back out. It felt a lot more natural to watch. The thing with Julius is Julius doesn't Julius would pass back to Fournier would dish it back to Julius, and Julius would kind of has been sometimes he'll roll and then sometimes he'll try to force some shit up, and it's been but with Obi it looks a lot cleaner.
And with Obi, he also plays a lot more energy than Randall does on the DHOs as well. He's just moving at a quick twitch speed, which Randall doesn't play with that same sense of urgency that Obi does. And maybe Obi is just I think Obi is just he's just trying to take advantage of the minutes that he's getting because he knows they're very sparse when Randall's back. So it's Randall's not playing. Taj just got his ankles cracked last night, and he's not going to play as many minutes tonight, which he didn't. And pretty good, but in the minutes I did play. But yeah, I mean, Obi, he just looked like he wanted to take advantage of the minutes, and he did exactly that. So it was pretty good to see.
Yeah, I mean, just quick decision making. I keep talking about the quick decision making, but it was just lightning quick. He would get the ball, read the situation, process the floor, and then go, all right, either I'm going to drive or I'm going to pass. It was refreshing to see. Just you can tell, he just plays in a different gear. He plays in a different gear that a lot of us on the team do not have. And I think he's probably the best processor off the floor on the team because it just feels really natural when he does it. And if the shooting was more consistent tonight, he shot really well. But if he could just shoot 35%, then sky's the limit for him, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if he'll be on this team though. I really do not know if he's going to be on this team though, which is the big thing.
It's all dependent on what this team does with the coaching situation, with roster personnel in general. There's just a lot of things that go in hand with it, and we'll see what happens with the team going forward. They have a lot of interesting decisions to make. I do not wish to be the person in charge of these decisions. That's one thing I will say.
Yeah.
Looking at the box score,
Sims had a really solid game.
Yeah. I mean, numbers don't really pop off the screen. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but he was just active out there, and
first
that's
start,
all you want from these guys.
Yeah, first start, you don't really expect him to do much, but 5 and 5 in the field, he did his job. That's all you can ask for in your first start. Just do your job. We could talk about Evan Fournier breaking the record. Most threes in Knicks history. We're done with Evan Fournier. Burks had another solid game, 17-7, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. You can't tell me Burks is a bad player, man. Like, I get it, he's frustrating this year, and that's mainly because of Tibbs, but, like, when Burks is on, Burks is on. And, like, he's just a solid bench player. He's a solid 7th, 8th man. It just sucks we have him starting at point guard. But, like, when he is allowed to play the way he should be playing, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone has an issue with Burks. It's like how Burks is being used. He's been totally misused this whole year, which has brought his value down and like his approval rating with the fan base down as well. Like Burks was a fan favorite last year, and now everyone's like just like spiting his name. And it's just like it's not his fault. It's like it's Dib's fault. Dibs keeps misutilizing him, and it's a shame because like you can see with the limited role that he can produce at a
Yeah.
decent volume. So it's like
Just, like, give him 22 minutes a game and let him cook. But not on this team anymore because, like, we kind of don't need Burks anymore. We can talk about Quickly doing Quickly shit again. Another solid game. 10 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Another strong rebounding game from Quickly.
no steals tonight, sadly.
I know the streak got broken last game too.
Oh, it did? I didn't even beat it.
Yeah, it was rough, but like, it was a good 10-game streak of just like a steal. But solid game from him again. Passing game was like really strong. I think he had 5 assists in the second. He had 5 assists in the first half, and he only got 7 assists because like he barely played the second half. Just like Tibbs.
Surprise,
Holy
surprise.
shit! Holy shit! How did he only play like? I'm gonna check right now.
21 minutes
He played 10 minutes in the second half.
and 21 total in the game.
Jesus, man.
It's ridiculous. Like even in a game where like this dude is like left to his scraps, he cannot play quickly. And I said something funny on the timeline. Well, not funny, but it can be funny if you look at it that way. But I said something on the timeline when I saw that Sims was starting. I was like, this guy will literally start every single person before he starts Emmanuel quickly. Like it is hilarious to me that he does this. Like he will start every single player on the team. And he probably has started every single player. He started Burks. He's been starting Burks. He started Grimes. He started McBride. He started Sims. He started almost every single player except Cam because Cam was injured for a good portion of his time here. But like if he had a chance, he would have started Cam too, probably before he started IQ. Like he will start every single basketball player on earth before he starts Emmanuel quickly.
Yeah, he only started Emmanuel quickly in like the Boston game, I think. Yeah, it was like the Boston game, and I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. I just don't think this is a game for Fournier to close. I don't understand why he was closing. Like the third quarter for Fournier was really rough. Like he went 1
He
of
was
7.
he's getting his face put in the pillow by LaMelo Ball. Like
It was bad, and it was like, I get it. Like, I guess they wanted to give him the record, but like, he was breaking wide open threes. This was just not his night. I thought Quickly had it going pretty strong too. I think the second half especially, he was like solid. Like Quickly was doing his thing, and somehow he doesn't get to play, and I just cannot wrap my head around it. But
even in a game that features so many positives, Stiz will find a way to
take the joy out.
Yes, somehow it's like it's his job to do that.
Yeah. Like the only person who had like a bad game was Grimes, and even still, like solid defense.
He just missed open shots, which was like I like the looks that he got. It's just like I think he's still trying to get his feet under him from the injury.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he missed a lot of time. Before that, he was on a pretty consistent streak of like hitting threes whenever he was open, even contested threes. And like I think he just needs to get back into that rhythm again. So
yeah, like, I can't really fault him. It was just, like it'll take some time. It just sucks that like he has to ramp up again, even though he's playing really positively. Then before he got injured, especially heading into the All-Star break with those like 2 19-point games. But yeah, like I'm not worried about Grimes. You should not worry about Grimes. Grimes will be fine. Like Deuce too. Like we should talk about Deuce real quick because Deuce had a really solid game. Deuce actually hit shots. Like we've seen a lot of like, well, Deuce doesn't play because Deuce does nothing offensively. He hit 3 threes today, so I don't want to hear that shit. Like Deuce played very well in his minutes, generated a lot of events, good defense as always, solid ball mover. just to do shit. Like that's what Deuce can do.
Yeah, it's like there's still some people I see that like want to put a cap on like what Deuce can be, and it's like, bro, he barely gets like 10 minutes in a game. Like, can we like see him in extended minutes before we try to put a cap on what his career arc is gonna be already? Like, people are like, oh, he shouldn't be like he shouldn't be he shouldn't be like a primary right now because his NBA skills aren't up to par right now. And G League reps is like where it's at for him. I was looking through mentions and not my mentions, but I was looking through replies and I saw like some people saying some stuff like that, and I was just like, how can we like make these judgments? He barely gets 10 minutes a night in an NBA rotation on a lottery team. Like, come on.
And they're like, oh, he's playing scared. He's playing scared because if he plays badly, the coach is going to pull him.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so like, why take shots if you miss one shot or two shots? Coach is going to go, all right, you're done. So you might as well try to like play good defense and try to be like hyperactive, and he does that. Like, it's not his fault that like the coach is inhibiting him. Also, Bourbon is a nasty hater. The headline reads, Knicks don't miss a beat without Randall Robinson as Toppin, Jericho, Taj come through on perfect night.
Yo,
that is hating.
Where did this RJ hater arc come from? Like, what is wrong with him?
I don't get it. I really do not get it.
I gotta say something about that.
It's Leon Rose talking about we ain't paying RJ. We try to stifle the black man's money. Berman, need you to put in the favor. You put on the call. But yeah, another quickly game. Just solid all around. Just like some frustrating moments. We can talk about how the Knicks hit 23s, which is I think their second highest total this year behind the game in Orlando. So I guess just going down to like kind of that southern belt is good for the Knicks. But solid game all around. Can't really complain about tonight's game too much unless you're like trying to nitpick. Wasn't the best coach game, but the players on the floor did their job. So
yeah, and the Hornets, they are just like,
the Hornets are fucking cooked food, man.
They had Isaiah Thomas out there like bricking wide open. Like he missed like, I don't even look at the box score, but I could assume he missed like 7 shots. Like just like
he missed 7 shots exactly.
Wow, that's crazy. Like he was like bricking like so bad, and it's just like, bro, there was a reason why you were out of the league, and you had to go through the G League to get back to the league, and like you're on the team that like they're not really going anywhere. Like you're not gonna end up on a team that's really going anywhere. So it's like,
they'll be in the play-in. They'll lose to the Hawks or whatever, and then they'll be chilling. Like this team is
like right back where he's supposed to be at home.
He needs to be a family man. He needs to go nurse some injuries. He gotta stop trying to get this dream. He's like the new age Jamal Crawford now because Jamal Crawford just retired, and they could be like, "Damn, Isaiah Thomas can give some minutes to a team." No, he can't. Let it go.
Like exactly, like we've seen tonight. Like prime example against a lottery Knicks team, dude put up 7 bricks.
It just wasn't pretty to watch how the mighty have fallen. The only person who like really got their game off tonight was LaMelo. He had 32, 9, and 5, but he also had 4 turnovers. It just felt like even though he was scoring a ton, I never felt like he was that much of a threat. Like I just kind of felt like, well, okay, he's scoring, and then we would come back and score on them because the Hornets defense is garbage. So
yeah, it's really pathetic. Like
without Gordon Hayward, for some reason, like they can't play defense, they can't play offense. They just suck without Gordon Hayward.
I was surprised they didn't really use the zone that much today.
Yeah, I know. Like we always suck against the zone. They used it towards the end, but like Taj was picking it apart because like Taj would stay in the mid range, and then Obi would cut for a dunk. How you letting Taj Gibson cook your fucking zone defense in 2022? I don't know. Speaking of Taj, really good game from Taj, surprisingly.
Good bounce back from last night's events.
Yeah, he got crossed into 2013 apparently because he put up 12, 5, 1, 1, 1 with 2 threes and 4 free throws. Taj Gibson was cooking up today. That's how you know your defense is bad. Taj Gibson was giving you buckets.
I like that, man.
Man, Taj Gibson had Mason Plumlee in the fucking torture rack. How the fuck are you an NBA player getting put in the fucking master lock by Taj Gibson. I don't know.
It's crazy.
This team is something special. Them Hornets, man. Somebody's favorite team is the Hornets. I don't get it.
It's not mine. Not mine. Especially not mine to not my favorite team to bet on either. I hate betting on them. Player props is all over the place. Thought Miles Bridges was gonna be the one to go off today. Had him for 25 in the parlay. Dude scores 15 and decides to be John Stockton with 9 assists today. Okay, man.
The team is funny. The team is just funny.
But yeah, let's get to some comments. Ricky Ricardo says last offseason, the Knicks built the team around Randall. I think this offseason should be built around RJ with the type of players that fit him. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't think they built the team around Randall though. Like I don't
Kinda
think
did.
Like I think the idea was basically like they just want a bunch of players who could like do stuff with the ball in their hand. Like I don't know if it's like necessarily building around Randall. I mean, in theory, you're like, okay, pick and roll and like another creator to like DHO off of. But at the same time, it's like those guys help RJ too. Not defensively, of course, but like offensively, like they take the pressure for RJ to score. They could get him cleaner looks. They could tilt the defense in theory. It didn't work out, but like I thought the idea was just like they added creation. They added somebody who could like facilitate if need be. And like the idea was like, okay, RJ can do more stuff defensively and probably do more on offense because like he doesn't have to be the second guy every night. But I get the idea. I think it's fine. I don't think he really needs to build a team around him. I think he just like needs to get a point guard, and everything else could like stay in place if you just adjust some stuff.
Mo with the
RJ up to
RJ
19.
point per game update up to 19.9. I mean, like the way he's trending, he's easily gonna get 20 points per game. I mean, like he gets 25 in his sleep now, basically, which is ridiculous.
He gets 20 points per game. That's just like the max criteria. That's kind of been established the last couple of years. The RJ contract is going to be fascinating. It really is going to be fascinating because, like, is he worth a max contract right now? Probably not. Can you like project it? Maybe. But at the same time, you set stuff like that for like Wiggins and for like De'Aaron Fox, where you're like, all right, these guys can score, not the most efficiently, but they can score. And like we could project them being an all-star now. Wiggins made the all-star team in Golden State because of K-pop. I don't think that really counts. But it's like I really don't know what they're gonna do. And the fact that like Berman has suddenly been like anti-RJ, weirdly anti-RJ, and we know that Berman's the mouthpiece. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like do it for a full season. I don't know if I want them to do that. I would just like pay him now and extend him and like not let the lord go over his head. I don't know if I give him a max, but like I would just like pay him now. Like give him 4/120, 4/130, whatever. Actually, 4/130 is a fucking max. What am I saying? Yeah, like I would give him like a 4/120, like the Randall contract. Like Randall got 4/117 with incentives. I'd do something like that for RJ. I don't know if they want to do the 50 unless it's like a team option or like a non-guarantee. But at the same time, I don't think you can do that. It's gonna be a weird ass contract to see what happens with because like it really could just be like a battle in the press where they're just like, hey, RJ has like all the fan favor and like the front office has kind of been like, after last year having like all the goodwill. Now you're like, okay, you're keeping Tibbs and we don't know what you're doing with point guard. I don't know how much like faith the front office has right now. Like I'd say like they have some faith, but like they don't have as much as they did last year. So we'll see.
I don't see the point in making this nasty because like we already have so much nonsense going on right now, and it's just like why create even more? Because you know the article, the athletic article is gonna come out at the end of the season about like what's been going on with Tibbs in the front office and Randall and all this other stuff, and it's gonna be another story, another headline hanging over the heads of this team, and then to have the RJ contract situation on top of that is just gonna be something else. I mean, RJ's shown that like he's progressed consistently. And I mean, you brought up guys like Wiggins and De'Aaron Fox. I think what the difference between them and RJ is we all know RJ's work ethic is like undefeated. He will not allow himself to be bad. Like I know it sounds like cliche as hell, but like that's like a fact. Like we've seen it with the kid. Like he just won't allow himself to be bad. And like you just kind of have to take that gamble on that type of stuff. I mean, he's the highest draft pick we've had since freaking Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it because like he's shown all the tools and everything at this point. You just gotta continue to have that faith in the kid, because then if you pay him and then he continues to keep growing and growing, the contract ends up becoming a discount in the end.
Yeah, like I think the counterpoint to that would be like, what's the harm in like waiting a year to pay him? I feel like if he plays like a max player next year, then like you could pay him, but you don't really care because like you could get the 50 year, but nobody else can get. Which is why like I wouldn't be surprised to just like do it again. Like we have this table in the roster, you can get a max if you play like this. I don't think I want them to do that. I would just like I want everybody locked up, just to have everybody locked up and not worry about it. But like the way they've been leaking lately, and like shit doesn't get out unless they want it to get out. We know that. So
well, isn't Berman just like Dibs' mouthpiece?
I mean, Berman's kind of like the front office mouthpiece too, because like Berman been like leaking some shit beforehand.
But
Berman
isn't like certain guys in the front office mouthpiece?
Sure, maybe Scott Perry. I think he might be. Yeah, oh yeah, he's Perry's mouthpiece too.
Guess Scott Perry that. Didn't they?
I said that shit 2 years ago. People were like, oh no, Scott Perry was building this team. Like, fuck Scott Perry, man. Man, Scott Perry.
Scott Perry do not move me, man.
Scott Perry did nothing. Scott Perry did nothing, man.
Scott Perry's a puppet.
We brought back Scott Perry because of nepotism. That shit stink, bro.
Yeah.
Brock Allen does more than Scott Perry. Scott Perry's just here on fucking vibes and goodwill.
We have Hawkeye 420. Obi hits 18 points without a bona fide point guard. Can we actually take advantage of his skills without a bona fide point guard? I mean, just like play him with like, huh?
Yeah, ball movement.
Yeah, just play him with ball like play how we played tonight. Like a lot of ball movement. Have IQ out there with him a lot. Just like have RJ looking for him. Just look for him. Like just don't have him sit in the corner all day. Like
and play the fucking Hornets, because like we could put up 20 on the Hornets if we really tried. So
I guess this is in response to the IT slander. Impact of the game. Shout out to Mitch with his Instagram story when he said he impacted the game. But I mean, IT is just like he's got to go be a family man. This dude stinks. Like
you gotta go replace that hip.
No.
Yeah,
I feel you, man. I feel you. Them parlays, them points.
Yeah, stop betting on this team. That RJ contract gonna cause me worse. It absolutely will. It absolutely will. Especially if they don't like pay him off rip. That shit is gonna get messy. Like imagine like they pay Mitch, they might extend Cam, and RJ's there like.
We saw how nasty DeAndre Ayton thing was for like the beginning of the season. And like
he might
that was Phoenix. Like this is New York. Like it gets really gross here.
I just like if they exactly they didn't pay DeAndre Ayton off a finals run. Off a finals run where he was like arguably he was their third best player. He was absolutely their third best player. Like I get it, like the game 6 against Giannis, he put up 50, but at the same time, like he was cooking that finals. He was really cooking the finals, and they didn't pay him
too.
Yeah, it's Giannis though, but like, man, I really do think that's going to be like a point of contention for this front office, man. Where they're going to be like, we don't know if we want to do it right now, and we like might make him play for it.
Which is like smart, but also dumb to me because it's like why do that? Like.
I expect leaks about Randall and Tibbs next year, probably. Especially I
expected this off season, like
yeah, like they're definitely gonna be like Randall's definitely gonna be like
that Fred Katz piece is coming out soon, man.
Nah, fuck, it could be like Steve Popper. Steve Popper could get the fucking dirt.
It's always that one obscure dude that we like don't even pay attention to during the year, and he comes out with like some heat, or it's gonna be like Jake Fisher or something. It's gonna be like Jake Fisher.
Not gonna be like Shams. It could be fucking Shams. We elite the Shams now. It could be national. That shit gonna be an ESPN tomorrow.
But nah, it's gonna get the Thibs. You're gonna hear a lot of things about like how Thibs doesn't agree with what you call it, certain moves the front office made, all that good stuff, all the stuff that we've already been hearing like in inklings throughout the year. But it's gonna be like one conclusive piece about everything throughout the year, like the Kemba move, the Fournier move. Like it's gonna be everything just compounded onto each other. It's just gonna be like, ugh. So I'm preparing all y'all listening, all y'all watching. Like when that comes out, do not be surprised. Like it's coming. It's
Oh,
coming. You know it's coming. It always comes after a tumultuous year with a team.
sources say Randall held Kemba by the throat in the locker room.
Like it's gonna be like stuff like that. Like
It could be nasty, bro. Like this, like you know, they fucking vulturing too. Like they're vulturing for that shit. 'Cause this team was supposed to win at least like 40 games and be competitive, and they ain't come close to that. And like you see an RJ a key team with fucking Obi, like oh, it could be nasty this offseason, especially if somebody get traded. Ooh, ooh, I can't wait.
offering RJ is basically a max on his talent. Offering RJ a max is basically a gamble on his talent. Can it burn you in the end? Yes, but I think I would do it. You don't want to create bad vibes, especially given this franchise history over the years. Exactly. I mean,
I get
you know,
that.
you got the Charlie Ward curse. You got all this other stuff like that's just looming over the franchise. This guy's the highest draft pick since Ewing. He's been the best young player we've had since.
Problem is like the fact that it can burn you really fucking makes it hard.
But you
That
take that
contract,
risk at this point. You take that risk when the player has shown what RJ shown.
dude, I go back and forth with him like every day. I'm like, I can get it, but at the same time, like a max contract that doesn't pan out is detrimental. Like, look at what the fucking Wolves have to do with De'Aaron Fox. Sorry, not D'Angelo Russell. Wiggins was a bad contract. They have to dump off like the number 7 pick to get off of him.
Well,
They
it
have to
kind of
take
worked
back.
out for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it worked out because like fucking Anthony, they won number 1, and Anthony Edwards is fucking great. But like bad max contracts set you back so many years that like I feel like if you're the Knicks, if he wants a max, you kind of have to tell him play for it. Like if you make the All-Star game, you'll get a max.
I don't think there's a world where he could be a bad max. I just don't. I don't see it.
Mm,
I don't
like,
see it.
like if he's still
Like
struggling
you're
with free
bringing up
throws,
Wiggins. I just don't see him reaching Wiggins levels. Like Wiggins is absolutely a pathetic basketball player. Like I
yeah,
don't
but
see
like,
RJ being that.
all right, like we could talk about Andrew Wiggins being a pathetic basketball player, but like his prior max season, he put up 23 points on like what's it, 50? I think it was 54 true shooting, which is like that's okay. I'll read it out. Yeah, like yeah, 50, yeah, 54 true shooting. Like he was not so much. He also played the most minutes in the league, and yeah, 23 point per game score. Who also like fucking had like he was cooking that year. Go through his stats real quick. 5 40-point games, 9 30-point games, 20 PPG scorer who played all 82 games, and they were in the playoffs. Were they in the playoffs? No, they weren't in the playoffs. That was in the year after. But like, yeah, man, like bad max contracts hurt, and I don't know if this front office is going to like take a gamble on a contract that they don't have like insane control over because even the Randall contract is still really team friendly because like it's barely $100 million. It's loaded with incentives, and like if he plays like an average basketball player, it's a fair contract. Because you look at what John Collins got, Jaren Jackson Jr. got the same price. Like I don't know if they're going to be willing to go like 5 170, and that's the max contract. God forbid he makes all NBA. If he makes all NBA, then at that point, whatever, you give him a fucking max contract. But like, if he's just a regular dude who like is a fringe all-star on a max contract, and maybe he makes it like year 6, like he basically needs to make the all-star game to get a max contract. And I think at that point they'll just give it to him. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I am very, very, very like iffy on it. I'm iffy.
I'm not iffy because we just gave Randall a fat sack of shit, 27
Yeah, but
years old, all this money just for him to fucking look like a fat oaf this year.
yeah, but like you're talking about nearly double that contract.
For someone way younger with a way better work ethic who's shown like way more in a shorter span. So
Okay,
like,
all right, man. Listen, I get Randall sucks like shit this year, but like last year, Randall was probably the best player past his fucking Melo. Like, and he got 4 106
in a fake season. Come
fake
on,
season or not, dude. That shit
like that was a fake year, man. Come on, we're not comparing what RJ's doing right now to what Randall did in a half-empty Madison Square Garden and half-empty arenas across the whole fucking country. We're not doing that. We're not doing
Man,
that. We're not doing
man,
that. We're
man.
not doing that. Nope. We're
That's
not
hating.
doing that.
That's hating. That's hating. I
That's
respect
not
it.
hating. That's
That
not hating.
respect.
That's being real. Look at him this year. Tell me last year was real. Tell me it.
Look, man.
I I
Look, man. Like if they do it, fine. If they don't, fine. But like if I was them,
got the gospel from Hawkeye
I'm not.
420.
I am not hating. I'm trepidatious. I'm trepidatious, bro. Like I get it, but at the same time, like, dude,
Bro, you got
Max
teams giving Davis Bertans like
yeah, that's 590, bro. Okay,
you got teams giving Davis Bertans the National Bank.
Yeah, and that's a bad contract, and they had to get off of it.
Exactly, and all he does is spot up shoot.
They had to get off of it because it was that bad. Year 2, they got off of it.
Okay, so like you give someone like RJ who has shown like multiple of these score. You said, oh, you saying, oh, what if he struggles with the free throws? It's like yeah, that's a concern, but it's like
it's actually like, bro, if he's still having troubles finishing around the basket and struggling with free throws, like even if he puts up the volume stats, like you got to be worried about that shit. You have to be worried about that shit, dude.
You worry about it in due time. At the moment, you just
that's the whole point.
See what you have right now, and you look at all the positives. Look at all the strides that have been made.
Yeah, but if you worried about it in due time, he's on a max contract.
This is a conversation we weren't even having in November. Think about that. Think about that. Exactly. Look at the strides that have been made that we are able to have this conversation from where we were in November.
I didn't think he was gonna break like 110 in November, bro. I was like, yeah.
No, like, he had a terrible stretch of games. He ended up getting sick. Then he got COVID. It was just a horrible compounding events of situation.
Like if they do it, I understand.
But and from there, you can already see the way the guy is able to bounce back from.
Yeah,
that was a garbage start to a season. Like. Yeah, that was absolutely putrid, and for him to bounce back to be where he's like we're like counting down to see how far he gets to 20 points per game. It's like, oh, he's gonna get it in his sleep now because he's getting 25 a night on whatever. So it's like, and Hawkeye 2420 says he was also asked to stay in the corner too. He was playing last year's role, so like he was able to break out of the box like we mentioned last post game stream, and what you call it. Now he's able to be free and able to do what he needs to do to be able to like get his points. And we're seeing Obi do it tonight too. Like he broke out of the box tonight. Like Dibs has done such a disservice to our players. Oh my god. Like he is. I told you he was worse than Fizzo. You called me a madman. You called me a madman. And
I said, okay, yeah.
You called me a madman. You called me a madman. And we see it now that like Dibs did some good in the first year, but this year, man, it's like, man, way to undo all that shit, man. Like, Jesus.
I gotta see what happens this offseason because this offseason is gonna get weird. I've said it. Like, it's gonna get weird. Like, I expect there to be fucking drama. I expect there to be fucking like some trades going on. I think nobody's off the table except for RJ, and it's gonna be weird.
It is. Ricky Ricardo says, "Come on, Fizz was just awful." Yeah, he was just awful. But like,
thank you.
He was just awful, but he also had a worse roster with worse expectations.
I mean, okay, look, I get that, but at the same time, bro, Fizz was like legitimately awful. There's a difference between like Fizz level awful. Fizz level awful was like detrimental to the point where like,
bro, there was a stretch where Thibs was 3-17 this year. Come on, come on, we cannot like. He has actively lost games. We just saw it the last game. Like, did we all just forget about like the last game where he just like was like, you know what? I'm gonna lose this game with Burks ISOs and Taj playing switch defense on Trae Young in the pick and roll. You gotta get that hate out your heart.
You gotta get that hate out your heart. Talk.
Nope.
Shit, man.
Nope. Exactly. Hawkeye 420 says they went 3-17. Exactly. That's a similar stretch to how Fizdale was doing right before he got fired. Fizdale right before he got fired was 4-18. Come on. I'm not crazy. That is a very decent comparison
in the coaching. I'll give you that. You betcha. You ain't crazy though.
No. It's not, exactly. It's not hate. It's just facts, man. It's just facts.
I can't. I can't with y'all, bro. Y'all wildin'. You got it though.
Bro, those Pistons are getting smoked at home against Street Cavs and Kings. So bad that Dolan held Perry and Mills hostage to apologize.
Bro, like we got blown up on the Kings and Cavs back to back. I remember those shits. Bro, we was getting lit up.
Now I got to go back to this 3-17 stretch because it seems like everyone has like simply forgotten.
Well, I get that we lost to New Orleans, but Minnesota's a decent team. The only loss as bad as that was the fucking loss against the fucking Pelicans.
Nah, I gotta go back to this 3-17 stretch because like apparently everyone forgot like how bad like we lost. Did we forget we lost to a Portland team that was like just like actively trying to lose? Like, did we just forget about that? Did we forget about a 23-point lead to a team that it has like they start Drew Eubanks or whatever his name is? I don't even know his name.
Drew Eubanks.
Yeah, they start him. Like, come on. They play Brandon Williams and Chris Dunn legitimate NBA rotation minutes. Chris Dunn started tonight. We let that team come back from 23 down. Like, come on.
No, Anthony Simons cooked us in that game.
He was playing that game?
Yeah. It was Simons and Nurkic. And they cooked us. Which, like, all right, sure. But we got to get to some of these losses now because apparently we done forgot. Like,
Nah. I'm not letting y'all forget that stretch where there was 3 20-plus point leads and we lost those games.
So we lost by fucking 21.
We was up by 21 to the Lakers on February 5th. We lost that game. We were up by 23 versus the Blazers on February 12th. We lost that game. We were up 28 to the Nets. Did everyone forget the Nets game? I know everyone tried to scrub that game out of their memories because Cam Thomas went crazy on us in the fourth quarter where he hit multiple daggers, especially a deep one on Quentin Grimes. I know everybody tried to wipe that one from their memory. We were up by 28 that game. 28 at home. They were chanting Brooklyn in MSG. Did we all forget about that? Did we forget about that? I hope not, because that was part of that stretch, that 3-17 stretch that was comparable to Fizdale stretch. I'm not letting y'all forget about this, man. I'm not letting y'all forget about this.
Look, man, Fizdale was a different level of fucking bad. Tibbs was bad. He close. I ain't gonna say he ain't close. But Fizdale was different.
With Fizdale, it's like he didn't have the talent. With Tibbs, you see the guys on the roster that he's actively not playing in situations or he's actively taking out. With Fizdale, it's just like, oh, these guys, they just like a lot of these guys, they just this is not a right fit for them. Like we've had like what we were starting Marcus Morris with Julius Randle and Taj Gibson. Like, come on.
Hey, Marcus Morris was a fucking hooper that season.
He was a hooper that season. I'll give him that. But like, it's just like Tibbs is like actively choosing not to play the right guys, and like he has the players at his utility and he doesn't want to use them, and that's what makes him comparable to Fizz to me. Like, I
ain't gonna say you're wrong, but I ain't gonna say you're right neither. I'm gonna just leave it be. You got it, bro. You got it.
Name one good thing Fizz did good when he was a coach. He didn't do anything good as a coach. He was just a vibes connoisseur.
He let Marcus Morris take that dagger 3 against fucking Dallas. That was the only good thing he did as coach. They better have fucking won that game too. Like, if they didn't win that fucking game, I would have been heated.
Hawkeye for 20, the way I see it, Tibbs is an aptitude to adjust with obvious positives as it is as bad as dumbass Fizdale. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he has the people and the personnel to make positive adjustments, and he just won't do it. It's things that fans are recognizing and saying that he should do, and he's not doing it. With Fizdale, it's just like, all right, they gave him like a bad roster or like a bad fitting roster with too many guys at the same position.
All right. Since Fizdale and the Wonder Twins, all
right, we can agree with that one. We definitely agree with that one.
Yeah, you're right. You got it. You're right.
What What else is there to talk about? Who do we have next? Do we have any playoff teams coming
Uh,
up next?
I think we got Friday. We got
Ooh, we got Miami
Miami.
next on Friday. And next Monday, we got
Uh,
the frauds from Illinois.
Alright, can we just beat the fucking Bulls and get it over with? That's all I care about. Put DeRozan in hell. Let me get these fucking tweets off, and then send to end the season. I just need to make fun of DeRozan one time. That's all I need.
I don't even care if they beat us, but like they could beat us, but like DeRozan can't look good.
I need fucking no. DeRozan needs to look like garbage. I need Zach LaVine to look like garbage. I need fucking Bulls Twitter to cry, talk about why is RJ Barrett wetting us up for 40? Like
Yep,
I need
that.
tears. I need tears. I need quickly to splash in Aris Caruso's face. I need to laugh at Lonzo.
And that's at MSG too. So oof, that's gonna be a beautiful game.
I need Michael Jordan to come out with the fucking warm-ups on at halftime. That's how bad I need to get beat.
Ooh, and the next month, one of our last games is against Brooklyn at MSG.
Yeah, but Kyrie can play now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that too. We can talk about that. Yeah, the vaccine mandate is lifted because Eric Adams is spineless. So Kyrie Irving can play starting next week Thursday.
Saw it coming. Like Eric Adams is just such a weak human being. Like, so glad I don't live in New York City anymore because I don't have to deal with that dude as my mayor. Man, I work in New York City, but like, I don't live there anymore. Thankfully.
Yeah, San Antonio had no fucking mandate. We've been a fucking raw dog in mass since like July of last year, so it don't even matter. But yeah, I just at least the Mets can play. I hate it. I hate the rule of it because just like damn, bro, we're still in a fucking pandemic. Could we not act like we're not? But the Mets can play, and I care about championships and World Series. So.
I mean, with the Nets, they got no excuses now. They got to get the job done. So
even still, like if they could probably go to fucking Toronto and he can't play anyway. I need it.
Nick Nurse scheming for Kevin Durant for one game. That could be a masterclass.
Ooh, he might drop 50 or he might drop 15. Either way, it will be fucking nasty.
Yeah, Nick Nurse gonna send them long African wings on Kevin Durant.
He goes to the Nigerian basketball team account.
Gonna have Precious Achua, Chris Boucher, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby just hounding that man.
Oh my! Gonna be slapping the floor. Sound like drums. Oh my god! But yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, they got no excuse now. They got to get the job done. So it's like,
yeah, I want to see. I want to see them lose first round. I think they probably will lose first round. So
depends on who they draw now, because like every team in the East is like ducking the first like 2 seeds, and just in case.
So lame. The Heat actually no, the fucking Heat gonna get the number 1 seed. So never mind. They gonna fucking win that. They gonna beat the Heat. If the Heat lose the fucking Nets, and then they like pay Tyler Hero, I'm gonna start laughing. Like I would die of laughing when that happens.
It was bound to happen. Regardless, Nets ain't winning shit. By the way, what the fuck is up with Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons has a herniated disc in his back, apparently. From just sitting at home all day, I guess. And yeah, he can't play. Like he can't do anything basketball related right now. And they said I think earlier they were hoping that he could at least maybe debut in like April 6th to April 8th, but like he hasn't been able to do anything on the basketball court, so he's not gonna be able to play. So I mean, I'm rooting for the Nets downfall, and that part of that is Ben Simmons sitting out. So, hey, bless up, put a heated pad on your back, and just rest up. We got Brett in the comments. Why black men gotta work harder, gotta work twice as hard for half as much? That's what limited weapons. Thibs actively punching us in the dick.
Oh my god!
It's facts.
Oh shit! That was funny.
It's facts, though, Brent. You speaking facts. I was trying to make that was the point I was trying to make. But, it came out longer winded than I wanted it to be.
Actively punching us in the dick.
Nah, this is like he's actively like sabotaging the team because like I don't know, he's not getting his way with the front office or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean,
I get it. I get it. I get it.
and the sooner Thibs gets out of here, man, the better it is for the fan base, so that way we can regain some type of sanity back. Because clearly Thibs has like the fan base unhinged as of late. But yeah, I mean, I think the Nets they lost today. That's what everyone's saying in the comments.
Yeah.
They lost
They
to
got-
John Morantless Grizzlies. I mean, we know the Grizzlies are good without John Morant, so it's like that's not really a shock.
Bro, they got 3 picks this year and they're this good. What the fuck?
Grizzlies have 3 picks.
Yeah, they got 3 picks. It's
Yeah,
dumb.
they're gonna trade and consolidate. They have to.
Somebody gonna get traded from the Grizzlies, or they're gonna trade for some kind of star. But like, I don't know who's available.
They're gonna probably trade Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, maybe. Like they have to. Like they
Because
have a lot of
Desmond Bain and him are so redundant.
Yeah, like they have fucking the 12th pick, they have the 23rd pick, and then they have their own pick, which is 29th.
Yeah, they're not keeping all those picks, and they're not keeping Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is gonna be on his way out of there.
Yeah, Zaire playing well. They probably might get rid of like Tyus Jones. Like Tyus Jones might dip in free agency too. So, yeah, we talk about point guard target Tyus Jones. Like love affair of one Chris Bersianen. 16-10 with 2 turnovers. I mean, he's good. He's good. I don't know if he can play like this as a starter all the time, but he's good.
Yeah, so far he's been pretty good in the minutes that I've seen him get without Ja. I mean, he's always been a solid point guard. Like even going back to Duke, he was always a steady hand. That's why that team was so good. And that's why they were able to win the national championship all the way back then. But yeah, I mean, he's always been a steady hand. He's been a better scorer, but like Mo was saying in the comments, just for me, it's like with any point guard target, none of them move me enough for me to not just want to start IQ. Sorry, Jalen Brunson doesn't move me that much.
Compared to IQ, man, stop. Man, stop.
No one moves me that much to the point where I'm like, hey, have them start over IQ. Like, just start IQ at this point. Like, I just don't get it. Like, everyone's just so used to him being on the bench because Thibs is like not even catered. What's the word I'm trying to use? He has like brainwashed everyone into thinking that's just what IQ is supposed to be, and that's what he should be for whatever time remains on his time here, whether that be for short term or forever. But yeah, I mean, just start the guy. Like, I know Thibs hasn't wanted to start him, but like, get Thibs out of here and start the boy. Like, he plays well with the starters. Start him. Like,
look, IQ should be getting good minutes. IQ needs to be put more in more prominent spots. Jalen Brunson should start over IQ. That should not even be a conversation, man. I'm sorry. It really
Brunson doesn't move me that much.
He should.
Badly.
He should very much move you that much.
Doesn't move me that much because we have someone like IQ.
Jalen Brunson is better than IQ. I cannot believe I have to actually say that. Like Jalen Brunson is significantly better than IQ now. Come on. I like Jalen Brunson. Sorry, I like IQ. I think he's really good. I think he can start on this team, but like given the fact that like this team has $40 million in dead salary, and like they need to consolidate anyway. Yeah, give me Jalen Brunson. I'm cool.
Like I'm saying, Thibs has like just like he's what is the word I'm trying to use? He has conditioned everyone into thinking that this is what IQ is and will always be. Like he cannot like simply get better or anything like that. Like
I'm not saying IQ can't get better, but I'm saying like Jalen Brunson is giving you fucking 17-6, like 17 and 6 on 60 true shooting, which is just
wasn't he like actively a negative in their playoff games last year, where to the point where he had to get benched?
That was his first playoff series.
But I mean, like, if
and the Clippers, who have like a million wings,
and if it happens again this year, what's the excuse then?
All right, if it happens again next year, all right, I'll eat crow.
Exactly.
But
Like I'm just saying, like IQ.
can I see the guy play in the playoffs first before we
For
start
me,
saying?
it's like IQ has shown already so much with these starters. We know what we have in him. It's just like, why not start him? We have yet to give him that opportunity, and every chance that this fan base or whatever gets, it's always to get someone to put in front of him. Like, why can't we just let him loose?
Like,
Like,
if you can't get anybody this all season, start IQ. I don't care about starting IQ. The thing is, like, if you can get someone like, but there are people better on the market that you could realistically get, and like, I
but
would
like,
evaluate
how
those options.
significant is that upgrade where it warrants to start him
I mean,
to like spend all that money just to start someone who's marginally better? Like, I
you
just don't
start
see it.
you spend the same money regardless because you're taking money that's already on the team.
But like, I just don't see it if it's like someone that's marginally better.
You're
Like,
talking about like one of the better pick and roll operators in the league, who's also like one of the better unassisted shot makers in the league. Like, the dude is hyper efficient while also making like a good portion of his shots unassisted, and he also passes really well, and he also like kind of fits the profile of what we want from like a rim penetration guard. Like, he does a lot of the things that we need, and he's like, again, he's Leon Rose's godson. So like, if you can get him, you should get him. Because like, you don't want to pay Alec Burks and you don't want to pay Nerlens Noel, and you might as well just use that salary instead of like just dumping it.
I'd rather
So
just see what we have because I feel like we've just wasted already too much of these young players'
play them
time.
together. You can play them together. You can play Brunson and IQ together. What's stopping you? If we can play fucking Alec Burks and Evan Fournier together in the backcourt, you tell me we can play Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickley together. Two ball handlers who could do shit on the ball, off the ball, who can run pick and roll, who can like penetrate, who can get to the line, who can shoot. What's the point? Like, what's the reason? Like, you can run like a small ball lineup, put like Grimes in there, RJ at the 4, Mitch at the 5, or Obi at the 5, and just like run around with space and playmaking and like get people rolling in actions.
I don't know. We'll see. But like, for me, it like Brunson doesn't move me that much of an acquisition. There's not really like the point guard market this offseason really doesn't move me to the point where I'm just like, we have to get this guy to start over IQ when like IQ's on the roster and like we've seen what he can do in extended minutes. So it's like, but yeah, that's how I feel on it. We'll see how it goes in the offseason. I mean,
28, 4, and 3, by the way. 10 and 19 shooting, 8 and 11 4. Agenda is starving. I care about 2023 Lotto, Tyrese. You acting like we gonna have picks? We can trade dudes. You know what's gonna happen, Mo. You know they're gonna probably try to trade for stuff like the next 18 months. Cause like they have to. Cause there's no way you're using 2 picks next year. This ends in like somebody getting traded. So you might as well like, hey, Brunson is like a mid-level salary who's talented, who could like at minimum throw into a trade if anything. Like, at this point, just get a bunch of like young to young-ish guys who are like good players. Keep your picks and try to like trade somebody for like superstar. Like, it's a better use of money than Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel and Kemba Walker and those guys. So you may as well just like make that move if you can.
it's gonna be interesting this offseason for the next because a lot of decisions to be made, and you know, hopefully they change their mind about how they feel about Thibs because he's obviously been trying to lose his job on purpose. So
Man, like he won today, so you know he's safe. He gonna play Friday. He's like, all right, more wins equals job security. You know how it fucking goes. But yeah, at this point, like he shouldn't be going, but he's not going, so I don't know.
I think that's all we got for today's show. We're gonna pick back up on Friday after the Heat game. Heat having some internal issues on the sideline with Udonis Haslem getting into it with Jimmy Butler. So hopefully that continues into the next game. To address some last minute comments we have over here. Well, he's coaching next season. Let's just hope he performs better. Does he? I don't know. Yeah, I mean with this, you just pray at this point. Like that's all you do if you are a praying person. You just pray. because like I just don't know what else to tell you at this point. Like, but yeah, I mean, hope that Utah blows it up this offseason because it doesn't look like they're going anywhere special. And, you know, just hope that certain players that root for the Mets end up in orange or blue if that's your thing. If not, I don't know what else you're rooting for, or I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna wrap things up here. Make sure I check out everything in the comments, Strickland related, not comments, everything in the description, Strickland related. We got this link to the site, merch, and Patreon. Thank y'all for tuning in, commenting, giving those reactions, those questions, giving us your takes, all that good stuff. And we will catch y'all on Friday night after the Heat game.